And let's see. All right. So we are live on the air right now. Today is Monday. It's November 22nd. How about the new year is on its way? It's like you can look back. You're closer to the new year than you are from whence you came. So for that, we need to all just be grateful that we are still rocking, we're still rolling, we still made it. And that's why we are going to be talking about the acts of life. The acts of life become exactly what it is, the acts of life. What you do, what you don't do, how it works out for you. And if it doesn't work out for you, then what is the next step? What do you do after that? There's a lot of people that I listen to, I talk to, and it sounds like they grab onto defeat a little bit too much. Like they remember how it was when it messed up for them. So therefore they can't see the future of possibilities because all they see and all they know is this mess up that has already happened. So I'm a person that kind of speaks things into existence. And if you are in your existence, you're in my damn way. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because like I'm trying to speak over it and you just still hear, oh, well, he's going to let us down tomorrow. You are not my friend. You're not my friend. You're not my friend. Like I don't know how nice to say that, but like some people that we have in our circles
Hmm.
are not our friends. They are in our way. Like if have you ever been to a situation where you're like, okay, this needs to change. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. But the person closest to you is not even trying to hear you.
Hmm.
Not
Hmm.
even hear you at all to the point where they're like, why would you do that? What do you mean? Why would I do that? Because that's what I want to do. So, because I want to do that, that's what the acts of life comes into. Because what you do is what you do. But how does it affect the other people that are around you? Or does it
Mm.
affect the other people that are around you? It might not affect anything. So today, I just we like to how do I say this? There is a story about the acts of life. And there are characters in this story. The difference is who do you relate to in the story? Everyone has a part in the story. So then the question would be, you know how some people can't hear a word, but they know it's for Renee. Renee get on my nerves and stuff. So when I hear this, oh, she should be here to hear this shit. But mind you, you not listening to your own self because now we're like, this was a word for you, actually. Not Renee. But we get so adamant on how we going to do it. Hello, hello, hello. I see the comments. Look, y'all, I'm trying to get better with commenting and talking because I only got one good eye. Come on.
Oh.
Come on. I'm just gonna be honest. People don't know because you don't come forth right and be like, look, I can only see you from my right side. Okay. But that's the truth of the matter. So I'm learning how to take my one eyeball, stay on the camera, and then also go to the chat. So if you are there, hey, how you doing? Thanks for visiting. And please like, share, put it out there because what we need to do is I want to have real conversation about real things.
Hmm.
But it all becomes the acts of life. How
Hmm.
you do what you do, the way that you do, the way that you do. Now, I heard something on Sunday yesterday that was so important and so monumental. How many of us don't give God enough time?
Oh.
We got time for everything else, but we don't give God enough time. Somebody
Mm.
invite you to church. I remember inviting people to church, and they always had the thing. They always had to work. It was always, oh, well, girl, I got to work. I'm thinking, don't you want to bless God because you got the damn job? Like,
Mm.
does it ever come across like that? Like, where you want to say, I'm in this thing for you, God. Like, what do you want me to? That's what we're talking about today. When you make the decision to figure it out, what happens? How does it go for you? What's the first step? Like, how do you know? Let's start with that. How do you know, Renee,
Hmm.
that is over? How do you know when it's time for you to move? or do
Well,
you know?
and it's funny that you asked this question, Miss Adrian, because what I'm saying, I done moved a little bit in my
Mhm.
short, what I'm saying, 30 something years of life. And but I say most recently I started feeling a disconnection to where I was. I started feeling a disconnection. Now, for you guys that don't know, I lived in Georgia for 7 years. 2012 till thank you. And then I moved in 2020. So 7 years. And I had a nice apartment, I had a job where I had state benefits, I mean, I wasn't making a whole bunch of money, but them state benefits was real nice. I had to admit that. But when my, now husband came into my life and he said, Renee, I'm gonna need you to move. I'm giving you a year to move. And a part of me was like, the nerve of this dude. I'm like, I don't. But then I thought, is it time for me to move? What's going on? And when things started to happen, I started praying. I started praying, and I said, okay.
Mm.
And eventually, God told me it's time. It was time. But I started feeling a huge disconnect. I had the same job for over a year and a half, and I started feeling like this job isn't feeding me anymore. I like the job. I like my boss was cool. My boss's boss was cool. I mean, I worked with great people. I ain't had no issues. For the first time, for one of the first times, I had no issues with the people I worked with. But I started feeling a disconnect, like and even within my church, you know what I'm saying? Because I worked so much, and then I worked a second job, and I just really felt like a huge disconnection from everybody and everything in Dalton. And I started feeling like, and I started applying for jobs and stuff, and eventually I got one. You know what I'm saying? Eventually I got a job, and what I'm saying, I eventually moved, but it was just like a huge disconnection. Everything that I had been doing, I was like,
I'm,
um,
I'm sorry. Let me translate. Let me translate for those that are listening. Girl, you was somewhere and you was doing whatever you was doing, but then there was this man who became like that husband, and he is the husband now. He said, I think I need you to do something else. Yeah, everything starts going crazy. Looking at his stuff like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, this is disconnect. Like, he said, yeah, I don't want to be here no more. Yeah, I
and
feel
it
you.
was
Okay.
and it was deep because I never really liked where I lived at, but I knew I needed to stay there because that was part of my ministry. I needed to stay there. I needed to grow where I was being planted there. But I always had wondered if it was going to be the will of God for me to stay there for the rest of my life. And then when I met my husband, and he was just like, and I thought, well, and I just prayed about it a whole lot because I was just like,
How did you
I
move?
had I had
I'm
I had
sorry.
already moved to other places before, what I'm saying, without praying about it, and things didn't go well. So I was at a point where I was like, Lord, if I'm gonna move, I need to pray and I need to know that it's actually where I'm supposed to go, because I'm not trying to give up some of this stuff, and I have a problem with giving up things. I do have a problem with giving up things and it's not what I'm supposed to be doing. That was my issue. That was when I started to really grow and be like, I can't do this if it's not in the will of God. So, and it was a blessing because I literally said, all right, I need $2 more than where I got paid. I'm gonna need a little bit more money. If I'm gonna move, I need a little bit more money. I need this, I need that. And that was exactly the kind of job that I got. Was The money was good. I mean, of course, I didn't know the pandemic was going to happen, but it worked out for me to move, and it was. I got a lot of backlash from people a little bit because they were like, "Well, Renee, you got you a good job, you got an apartment, you got a car, and yeah, I did have those things, but they were just things. It wasn't. I mean,
Mm.
things are important. You know what I'm saying? I
Come
need a
on
car to
now.
be able to get to work. I need an apartment to have a place to live. But in the grand scheme of things, they really don't mean anything if where you're going is more important than, you know what I'm saying, than where you are. So, um, you really gotta
Say
know.
that one
You
more
really gotta
time.
know.
Ooh, wait a minute. That was powerful. So where you're going is more important than where you are. But we got to
Mm,
see that. Even to the
It,
point where a lot of people are in a bad situation and they don't see the going out of that bad situation. They've actually chalked it up to the bad situation. And I
mhm.
don't know if that's like a cop out or if that's just, like I said, I talk to people and they sound defeated. And I be wanting to be like, baby, you are still alive. You still got chance. Like you have a whole day to fix what you thinking is going on. Like it's too early in the morning for you to already have it set up that life's fucked up. I'm
That's
sorry.
right.
Excuse
Mhm.
me, like, but that's how people,
Mhm.
even like you don't get good mornings anymore because it's like you're consumed with what, lady? It's 6 o'clock in the morning. They say that mercies renew every morning. So damn, what
That's
happened to yours?
mhm.
Yep.
I
So it
mean,
becomes that we just don't know. We don't know what's already there for us. And we
mhm.
need to grab it so that we know that no matter what's going on, this is actually a part of it because I'm actually getting this resistance. I'm getting this pressure, like you said, because things start to disconnect. And when things are disconnected, then you're trying to figure out, okay, I'm not living in disconnect. Because
Right.
if the damn call need to come through, I'm not going to get it because I'm in disconnect. So we have to think about it. But then, like you said, there were people that told you that you were wrong because everybody knows best for you. Come on. I
I
know,
mean, I mean,
everybody know
hey.
what you're supposed to be doing.
Mhm. And
Everybody
I
got a
dealt with
duty to do.
it. Mhm. And I dealt with it, but really, it was the best thing that that I could have ever done was leave because I ended up, the pandemic happened. Like I got a job and started working, and I was on my second week of training, literally, like on my last few days of training, and they shut down the state that I was in, and it was like, and I was like, and they closed the schools in West Virginia. It was a mess, and I thought, well, I'm done with training. I start my house that Tuesday, and I said, well, that Wednesday, and I said, okay. I was like, had me a place to live. I had everything. I mean, everything was shut down, but I still had a job. And then I thought, you know what? Everything worked out the way it was supposed to. And I had moved so quickly to where nobody, and I was grateful that God did it like that because I moved so quickly, nobody really could say anything because literally it was like Valentine's Day. I had an interview for a job. I went back to Georgia. They called me the following day saying, all right, you got the job. And then I realized that I needed to pack up all of my stuff because I couldn't afford to do two trips to sign my paperwork. So literally when I signed my paperwork for my job, I was already moved in. So I literally moved in less than a week out of there. And so
I
I
love
moved so quick that nobody really could say anything, which I was grateful for. I mean, people were like, well, I'll be praying for you, Renee. And I was like, thank you. I need your prayers.
it.
But I
Exactly.
literally
That's
was
what we
like,
need.
I looked out of there so quick, Miss Adrian. It was like it was less than a week, less than a week.
But that was
Tuesday they
probably the better
called,
move. That's the better
and
move.
and
Because
God literally
if
was
it
like,
took
all
you
right,
months, Look, if it takes you months to leave, guess what you ain't doing? Leaving, because it's taking you forever to do it. That means you really not going. Like newsflash, that's how you need to do it. The difference is you prayed about it. The difference is you stopped a long time ago before you started to make all renee choices and you prayed about it. And
Mm-hmm.
that becomes the low key factor of how things work out.
That's
Because
right.
yeah, it was your move. However, you prayed about it. There's so many of us that are making moves, and the last thing we're doing is praying about it.
Praying.
Last thing we're
Mm-hmm.
doing is even trying to have a conversation with God about it. I don't even want to talk to you about God. What I look like talking to God? Come on, man. Half the people don't want to have conversation about God, so I can just imagine what they do with God. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying because there's some tight ass people out here, and we tight for no reason. Because, like you said, you wanted to make the move, but you prayed about it and you heard the word. And now the confirmation
Yes.
of the word was that as you moved, everything that you was about to get, everything that you had that was so secure, and everything that the people would have told you just bank on and not make the move was shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, people.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
And
understand what I'm saying? So if you
and you know
listen
what?
to
You're
those
right.
people, you'd be stuck in the pandemic. You would have lost the job. You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't have been able to do anything. And because of the fact that you moved before it all happened, you were already in place when I believe that I say God pressed the pause. I believe I look at the pandemic and say, hold up. I know y'all don't want to hear nobody tell y'all this, but I'm one of God's favorites. Okay. And I know I might not have been doing all that I was supposed to be doing. And we were watching things happen. And then I had to start asking God, but God, I look, I'm not bailing out on this. I know I might not be doing it the right pace or whatever in the way you want me to. So you show me the way you want me to. And then that way, whatever we got going on is going to end up in good because it had God, right? So I was there. I was with, but when the pandemic happened, it
See?
was like, it was the whole pause button that said, all right, get it together. I done
Mm,
stopped everything for you to figure it out. Then I was blessed to meet Antonio
see?
and get affiliated with the ATF. God. So since the pandemic, I have been building, I've been growing, like so when I hear people talk, like I said, I hear the defeat in them. That becomes extremely scary because then the question is, do you have children?
Mm-hmm.
You got kids that's by you? Because if you got kids that's by you and that's your story and that's how you hang, what are you what are you setting up for the next generation? And what are you setting up for their generation? Like what are you teaching them that they'll be able to teach theirs? Like that's the focus. That's where we need to be. That's what the acts of life is all about. Because when we get in depth of some of these characters resonate with who we are every day. But the question really is, when all hell breaks loose, are you going to be ready?
Mm-hmm.
Do you look the part or will you be able to play the part? That's what
Mm.
it boils. It, that's what it boils down to. Because we can all speak a good game until it's our turn to get on the court. I don't know how to dribble. I can shoot, but damn it if I can't get to the basket without the dribble. But we got to be honest. Because I can tell you I'm a ball player and you would let me be the ball player. So that is who I'm telling you that I am. So everyone has a story that they are allowed to tell. And then we, as the people, we have to take you as your story that you tell. But damn it, don't tell me you're a ball player and you cannot dribble. I don't care that you can shoot if you can't get to the basket.
That's right. Cause that's
And
traveling. Cause that's
be-
traveling.
beyond traveling, okay, honey, because you might have to go a long way to get to the basket. And you just cannot pick the ball up and run. I do know that. Look,
That's a travel.
But there's people out here that are representing themselves as these dynamic ball players. And then you might be able to dribble, but then you can't shoot. So what's the point of doing all that you're doing and getting all the way to where you need to get, and then you get there and then you can't even throw the damn layup? And it's funny because I'm sitting here like I know basketball. Renee probably knows basketball. I just know the layup is the thing that everyone should be able to do because you actually are getting the assistance from the backboard. But how many people
Mhm.
don't want the assistance? How many people don't want assistance to do what it is that makes it real easy to do? They want to do it all on their own. That's
Mhm.
why we're missing our shots. That's why it
Mm.
don't show up. It don't show up the way it's supposed to show up because for real, you're supposed to just throw it up and put it in that little square, right? And the square is
Mhm.
supposed to help you put it in. So if
Mhm.
you put the ball up the right place, then it's supposed to the assist brings it back into the basket, right?
That's
So
right.
it means that we don't do any of that stuff by ourselves, unless you really tall and you think you dunking or something. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that's like that's a whole nother thing. But just thinking about you making the decision to say I want to leave, making the decision to say something is not right about this.
Mhm.
Let me ask God. Let me have a conversation with God. That's the part of the active life that we all miss. The conversation with God. You have your conversation that makes it easier for you to understand what is actually happening in the midst of a storm. Because usually it is in a storm. But I like how when you see the storm in the Bible, most storms, it shows that Christ is asleep.
Mhm.
While the disciples are in the storm, he's actually asleep. So always think that when we are in this turmoil of it, that's because we have not woken up the master to say, wait a minute, hold on. Do you see this? And that's the part that I want to resonate with coming into the new year. It's okay to not know, but it's also okay to find the source that does. That's what it's about. If you can see that part, you can get to your next.
That's
I
right.
believe that you have trumped the card today because you said the H word, which will stop everything in our lives that we believe is happening. Because that H word says that somebody then came in and now our two becoming one. And I ain't messing with you on your two becoming one. Because we already know in the act of life what two become one means. Okay. In relationship. All right. So we ain't gonna go there. However, look, she's
Hey.
like, oh well, yeah,
No,
no.
I mean, but it's even before my husband came into my life, it was just you you can easily get complacent with things when you know what I'm saying, you can easily get complacent with life. And even though I was happy and you know what I'm saying, I was in a good job and things like that, but you know what I'm saying, you want to have someone to share those things with. But I was grateful to already be in those, to, you know what I'm saying, to already have a lot of the things that I wanted by the time my husband came into my life. But it's was it easy moving? I mean, the physicalness of it, no, because I had to load up everything. Man, I was so glad when I was finished moving because that was painful. And then I drove 8.5 hours in my car to a new
Mm.
state. But I was so
You were
I
determined. That's
I was
love.
so excited, and I was so excited
Yeah.
because I was like, I didn't know what was gonna await for me in a new place, and I didn't know how much West Virginia was gonna change my life, not just because of my husband, but it just changed my life. Period. Because I was like, okay, but you can't be afraid to move. You can't be afraid because my cousin called me brave a lot of times, and I told her, I said, I never thought that I was brave. I just thought I just thought, well, I need to do it, so I went ahead and did it. I didn't think that all made me brave. I just
You
see
stepped
God
out
about
on
it and just went
faith.
ahead and did it. I mean,
And but on the outside looking in, that's brave because you believed in something that you didn't see. You
mhm,
prayed about it. You believed you heard a voice that a lot of people don't hear, So from the outside looking in, that is what you did. You were brave. And then not only did you make the move, but it worked out for you. It's one thing to make a move and then people already expecting that you're making a move and they even talk all that shit about you, like, oh, she'll be back. She'll
mhm,
be back. You know what I
mhm,
mean? I'm happy that you went, but for real, she'll be back. She ain't gonna last 2 weeks. Like that's the truth of how it is. So yeah, you being brave enough to step out on faith and then God matched your faith. And it's so crazy because we get caught up in all this other hoopla that the church tell you that you got to do all this and do this and pray this way and do that and say this and do that and stand on your head and turn around. No, stop. He said, believe me, man. Do you believe what I'm saying? That's all I need you to do. Do you believe that it will come? Because if you believe that it's gonna come, all he gotta do is show up. Because it's already
mhm,
there. He just gotta show it. But for the outside looking in, that is what you are. You wear your braveness very well. It becomes your faith. And then what you then do is then you explain to people this braveness is because of my faith. You know what I mean? I can step out on it. It's just like the people that watched Noah as he was building that ark.
mhm.
How much
That's right.
stuff do you think that they said about a man in the middle of the city building an ark and they had never seen rain? So therefore,
Mhm,
he's a whole fool.
mhm.
He beyond a fool. Y'all seen that fool down there building that boat? Da da da. I'm sure he was the talk of the town. He building the damn boat. We ain't never seen water before. What are you doing, bro? Yo, bro. What is that for? How you gonna get it out of wherever you in? Just think about it. Like we all have a moment of this. But think about when it's you. Think about when you're known. Think about when you're building the boat. How many people are looking at you like, what? Right. Like I'm the author of Surviving Tough Times. People say, what is that? I'm like, it's a place where we all can like come together so that you can break yourself down so that by the time you broke yourself down and I broke myself down, we come together like as broken so that we can actually mend together. They looking at me like, girl, please. Ain't nobody doing that. I'm thinking, well, as long as we keep saying that ain't nobody gonna do it, then damn it, ain't nobody gonna do it. So if I can get you out the way, you know what I mean? You go get your
Mhm.
copy so you can start reading your thing. So by day
No, that's
12,
right.
you be on some, oh shit. Yeah, maybe I do got some stuff. Look, damn. Maybe I
Mhm.
could do this a little bit better. Yeah, that's all. It's ain't nobody telling you that you're right or wrong. But when it comes down to being brave, when it comes down to stepping out on faith, when it comes down to knowing that you want better, God showed up in your better. I also
That's
heard a
right.
word the other day. They said that some people are asking God, where is he? God is in Galilee. Christ is in Galilee. He tells the disciples where they will see him. So if you're not there yet, you need to get there so you can see him. We're looking for him right where we are. We might need to move to a new spot so that we can see him the way that we need to see him because he's there waiting for us to get there. He's waiting for us to arrive. We're still trying to figure out all the other stuff in between. But the other stuff in between is not even for us. That's what the acts
Mhm.
of life
That's right.
show. That's how it all works out. Because it's not your will, but thy will. And the more we resonated with, the more we'll stop fighting the inevitable. Because guess what you're going to end up doing? You're going to end up going there. So if you get
Mhm.
there like Renee did, you realize that once you get to the safe place, all hell will break loose. and you still good because you did what you're supposed to do because you went off of the vibe of that's what makes you so brave. And you gotta understand it. Now we've been stuck for almost 2 years, going on three, damn near, right? We're about to have
Mhm.
another new year. It's about to be a new year in the same old situation.
Mhm. Mhm.
Sooner or later, we gotta understand that this becomes our story. This becomes your act of life. What are you doing? Are you dying? Are you watching the news to hear the news reports and then you put yourself in one of those news reports that says that there'll be 10,000 people dead next week? Are you one of them? Are you not making your Thanksgiving dinner? Have you not gone shopping yet for your turkey and stuff because you don't believe that you'll make it till Thursday?
Wow.
But there's people that are living. I know that the way I say it, it make you think about, it's not the fact that you just didn't get up off the couch yesterday or today, but I'm just asking the question in a different way. Are you still breathing? Because if you're breathing, you're wasting air if you've already defeated yourself. God didn't
Mm.
defeat you. That's why he woke your ass up. D- Do it different. That's my thing. That's my thing now. If you listen, if you want to do something different, do it different. Change your hair up, switch yourself up. Switch yourself up, do what you need to do. Like Cardi B say, he be with another man, he be with another girl every other night. Don't play with me. If you gotta do what you gotta do what you gotta do, switch it up. But the point of switching is so that you are still living life, so you're still existing in something.
That's right.
You know what I mean? But I don't want to hold you because I know it's Monday and I know you probably got some writing to do or some
Well,
proofreading or something. So tell the
I
people
mean,
about who you are. Tell them
hey,
who you are, what you do.
I am. I have my. Oh, excuse me, my ears itching. I have a writing
Somebody talking
service.
shit.
It
Somebody
is.
talking shit.
Well, I hope whoever is, I'll be like, hey, I ain't gonna worry
It
about it
is.
because people probably still been talking about me. They talk about me the day that I was born. They talk about me long after I'm leaving, or long after I leave here. But I'm like, hey, you want to talk about me? I'll be like this. Hello, I'm right here. Yes, I'm still winning. Um, but I am a writer. Um, it feels so good to say that. But I have a writing service. It's called Kingdom Writing Services. I do ghost writing, I do proofreading as well as editing. So if you need any writing services, please hit me up. Please DM me, and um, and I will get you set up so I can take good care of you. No, I do not cost an arm and a leg. But if you want me to proofread probably 10,000 words, of course, that's probably going to cost a little bit. But you pay for quality, and you might as well pay for not just any kind of writer, but a kingdom writer. So feel free to hit me up. I
There
am
you
also a
go.
blogger as well. So, you know what I'm saying? I'll be saying different things going on in my life, or, on my bloggingness um, website. So I do that as well. So it feels good to
Ooh.
say that I'm a writer because I've always loved writing for all of my life. I've always loved writing. So to say that, yeah, I'm a writer, it's like,
Shut up. I can't see
I
you. But
made it!
listen,
I
I'm with
made it!
you. I'm with you because that's what it's about. That's the accomplishment. That's what's up. And she said, I love the fact that I could just say that I'm a writer. It's almost like when people ask me, okay, I do not come forth with the book. Like it's here, but it ain't everywhere. Like where you before you see me, you see the book. There are so many people that know about the book, and they'll catch me off guard, and they're like, "So, are you writing another one? Are you writing it?" I'm like, "Ah, no, not
See, I
right."
mean, it
Like I
feels
feel you
wonderful.
on author.
You know,
I
it
feel
so
you
feels
on
wonderful, Miss
author.
Adrian. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I need to this week. I have your book as well. I need to sit down and read, because I have it's been like, and I have it, and I
I'm
said,
gonna tell
okay,
you.
Renee, you
I'm
need
gonna
to
tell
read
you
that, and I haven't read it, but I'm gonna
look,
read it.
as a proofreader, you can't read that book. You need to read the new one. As a proofreader, I please don't read that book. I'm just as a proofreader, it might get real ignorant with you because you're a proofreader. So I'm a person. I'm be honest. Everybody else, go ahead, read the book, work it out, skip over the mistakes like God skips over your mistakes. Okay, love on the thing, and don't focus on the mistakes. But for Miss Renee, the proofreader, please don't read that book. Please don't read that book. I'm just be honest. Please, do me a favor. I'm so glad that you haven't picked it up yet. Okay, because there was a button that I think there was a button that was hit wrong. So because they hit the button wrong, it just made things happen. So you
Oh
as the proofreader
Jesus.
don't read that book. Jesus. Well, no. Don't read the book unless you're going in to say that this is the new job and you need to do that and you're going to offer those services. That would be great. You might want to think about that.
I
You,
surely will too, because I love to read. I
you,
love to read, so that
that
also
might
goes
be a
hand.
good
Yeah.
thing. That
Hmm.
might be a good thing. That might be a good collab. Like
Yes,
you might,
I got
yeah, you might help out immensely in that
you. I got
because
your back.
yeah,
I
because
got
there's a situation in that. So you probably would be the author and the finisher of that situation, and it makes it even easier because you enjoy doing it, and you're probably really good at doing it. So right,
you.
I'm
I,
I'm
le-
like old school.
I
I'm old
like.
school, pen and pencil, pad
Mhm.
and paper. You know what I mean? I will give you a spell check, and when I put it in the thing and I see all the squiggly lines and all that kind of stuff, I know how to go through the squiggly lines and fix. But then I'm real old school because then I start to read, and when I read, I'll be like, oh, that's not the right word. Like this damn computer. You know what I mean? Because I understand that we're banking on the computer, but if the word is spelled right, but it's in the wrong context, then that word is going to not be read right because the
Mhm.
computer is not going to know. And that's the difference. So I'm real Will Smith when it comes down to technology doing regular human jobs. I am because I'm like when it messed up, it messed up. Like you understand when it messes up,
Mhm.
and it messes up
That's true.
royally, and there's nothing that you can do. Like I used to say that about the calculator. The calculator is only as good as the person plugging in the damn numbers. Because if you plug in the wrong number, you want to get the wrong result. I mean, it's just as simple. Think about what you're saying now. Think about what you're saying. Real
True.
rap. I mean,
Very true.
listen, trust me. I have thought that I was doing it the easy way because this is what I was banking on. Then I realized this shit backfired in my face because I hit the wrong damn button. I ain't using this thing. And then I'm walking around here thinking that I'm the best thing since sliced bread. No, you're wrong. You relied on the spell check and it didn't even check the damn spelling. You know what I mean? It thought you were saying this and that's not what you said. So no. So I'm back in the day, back in the day. But the difference of it is the blessing of it is there is a there is a new edition of Surviving Tough Times coming out. Very, 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 very shortly. It is in the works,
Yay!
it's in the fire. Right. So when I say that to say when it came out in March, the
Mhm.
blessing of it was it came out. If it
Mhm.
had not come out, I would have been hiding due to mistakes. And that has given me a bigger platform to stand on
See.
because I refuse to hide mistakes. God welcomes our mistakes and Christ died for them. So, how do I look like trying to cover them? The greatness of it is to come back, to come through, to stand up. You know, that I might have got knocked down, but like I like to say, I'm not gonna get knocked down. I might bend, but I won't
Mhm.
break.
And
And
no, that's right.
and, and that is how
That's right.
you work those extra life. That's how it maneuvers into some greatness that you don't know anything about. So if you have not gotten your copy of Surviving Sometimes, you can go to cozycornerpublishing.com /products/surviving tough times, and you can order your book today. Miss
Yay.
Renee, it's been another great time. Now I realize that this is Thanksgiving week, so you and your husband, you got cooking and stuff to do. So what we'll do is, well, Thanksgiving is Thursday, so we won't be
Yes.
back on until Wednesday. So what
All
we'll
right.
say is, we'll say happy Thanksgiving. That way you don't have to stop making your stuffing to get on Wednesday. And then we will resume next week
Okay.
as our Thanksgiving festivities will be over. However, pay attention to what's going on at them tables. Pay attention to your conversations and make sure that if you can put God into something, start to insert God into everything that you do in life. That is how the act of life is going to flow,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not the major things, it's the real simple things. So
Mm-hmm.
for the rest of the weekend, y'all, enjoy your week, enjoy your turkey. If you close to the Philadelphia area, I don't like any of my food to touch, but I will eat everything that's Philly. Just to be with, just to be. I don't like when food touches. Like everything has to be in the spot on the plate,
Uh-huh.
but
So
I
if you
will eat
if
all.
you if you got some beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, chicken, lamb, corn from Miss Adrian, you
You
name it.
name it. It's all there. It is all in the mix. I just wanted to sit on my plate like greens, beans, potatoes, James. That used to be my ringtone. Look,
Chicken,
I
lamb,
used to have that
corn
as a
roast.
ringtone. And they were so mad. They used to be like, Adrian, you got to change that ringtone. Like, y'all, my ringtone is fine. But it would be so funny because when it would ring, that's exactly what it would be. Everybody say, who is that? And the
I
sad part
love it.
about it is the culture. But look, the culture grabbed onto it, right? Poor Shirley Caesar, because the
I
song been
loved
around
her.
for a long time, right? Nobody even knew. The first time that the industry chart start trying to put it together, they showed a picture of CC whining.
Mm-hmm.
Like that ain't Shirley Caesar. That's CC
No.
whining. Like, but
What?
but that's how a joke can get somewhere. But then because we don't know our own history, we don't know things. We think that it was a comedy skit. Like, no, that was when the preacher came to the house and told John that he couldn't dance no more in their church. And he said, "What you mean I can't dance in this church? Do you see what I got? I got green beans, potatoes, baby." And that's how it went. He said, "Why would I not be shouting? You name it, because everything is a shout. Come on, God! Like if you go get it, get it." But that's the kind of stuff. Like I love the fact that they take it and they make it a joke. So now it's the time to come back with it. Like, so you do know that's a God story, right? Like, you do know that's a God story too. You do know that's a God story too. Like, because God is in everything. We just got to turn it back around and give him the power that he deserves.
That's
So
right.
enjoy your turkey, kiss the husband, and thanks for watching, y'all. And we will see you all next week. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.